What's up, fellas? So, 4.3a, so the results of the Long March and leadership of Mao Zedong. So, in 1936, the CCP established a safe base in Shanghai province, in Shanxi province. And then the Jane incident led to truce between KMT and CCP. Now, the Long March was a defeat for the CCP. Mao made it seem like it wasn't. And
Tell us about the Long March.
oh yeah, so Mao's propaganda earned the CCP much respect. So now, Mao claimed a new phase and it started after the Long March that led to unification of China under communism. The Long March also secured Mao's undisputed leadership of the Red Army. Mao not guaranteed leadership. He faced two main rivals. One of them being the people who believed in the long-term aim. The long-term aim was to adopt Western-style democracy in China. Now, two is the people who wanted China to experience revolution. Now, the latter group, they posed the biggest threat. Mao wanted to instigate a revolution, a little instigating going. Now,
Sir, get the instigating going.
the instigated policies to address two issues. The two policies were continuing to gain support from peasants these are the issues, continuing to gain support from peasants, and the second one being establishing himself as an undisputed leader of the CCP. Now, for 4.3b, we're going to talk about the establishment of the Yenin Soviet, land reform, and Mao's reflection campaign from 1941 to 44, right? So now, the CCP established the town of Yenin as their headquarters. The CCP established Yenin Soviet. Mao insisted all members work and live with peasants. The most significant factor for support for the CCP was the policy of land distribution. Now, land was taken from landlords and distributed to poorer peasants. So, the CCP propaganda portrayed the Yenin Soviet as providing idyllic social and economic system. Now, there were many foreign visitors. There were about 16 foreigners with positive impression, and the foreigners couldn't speak Chinese, so they only saw what the CCP wanted to, which was pro-CCP and anti-KMT, right? So Mao wrote on New Democracy and talked about democratic dictatorship. Mao's vision of revolution instigated by peasantry was very unpopular. Wang Ming and 28 Bolsheviks. Revolution should start with urban working class. Now, the rectification movement was where all CCP was required to read and make comments on Mao's writing, right? So now, let's proceed with 4.3b. Sorry, new page. I submitted it unorderly. So those who criticized and made suggestions were arrested and accused for individualism. Wang Ming he was humiliated, and the movement became a terror campaign, right? So disagreeers that snitched on, they were killed.
Yes.
Now, the leading members were removed from office, and about 60 were forced to suicide. About 10,000 deaths occurred from this, and Mao blamed the local CCP officials rather than his official policy, and he removed opposition.
Tell us about 4.3C.
Now, jumping straight into 4.3c, the impact of war with Japan after 1937. Now, we're going to talk about the communist propaganda and how it highlighted positive aspects of the CCP and hid its negative aspects. Now look, for ACE International History, we have Ace Stein. Ace Jagger Stein for ACE International History, correct? So, the CCP leaders, they were sent to other villages to repeat the process of the propaganda, right? So, urban factory workers, there were urban factory workers that believed KMT reforms were not working, so they adopted CCP methods, correct? What? Now, the outbreak of full-scale war between China and Japan in 37 increased the CCP population. Japan took full control of Manchuria after invading it and renamed it Manchukuo, right? Manchukyo. So, Chiang's government formally recognized Japanese worship by signing Tengu Truce. Wait, am I on 4? Yeah, where we. This did not stop future Japanese raids into China over the next 4 years. Japan attacked the Great Wall region. Chiang's government abandoned northern China. In 1937, Japan launched a full-scale war, the Second Sino-Japanese War. And so, Chiang's armies meant they were no match for Japanese since they had modern weapons, you know. Now, the national government was forced to retreat from its headquarters to a safer base. 300,000 Chinese were killed in Nanking. They had the scorched earth policy, which meant Japan burned everything, right? And then CCP propaganda, it portrayed itself as a true party of Chinese nationalism. So, 4.3D, finally. Let's talk about the unpopularity of Chiang and the Kuomintang. Now, KMT support was on the decline because of the removal of CCP, the social and economic reforms were ineffective, peasant population saw no improvement in working and living conditions, and land redistribution had never occurred. The KMT only cared for the wealthy. The KMT accused of being corrupt. No progress was made toward establishing democracy. And finally, the New Life movement was to revive original Chinese values. Now, Chiang was attempts to ensure KMT remained positioned as internationally recognized and the legitimate government of China. Now, KMT failure to protect China from Japanese aggression decreased its popularity. And that's all for 4.3. Thank you, fellas. What do? We can't just end the video.
And that's it for today's vlog.
Nah.
Peace out.
We gotta do something, bro.
Alright, transition.
Nah, bro. Yo, excuse me. Can you come here for a second? Can you hold this phone, please? Sideways. Like this. No, just hold it right there. Yep. What did this before, bro? Thank you, fellas. What is that for?
Wait.